Oh, I love time zone differences, don't you?
I know. They're so confusing. We've made these mistakes before.
Okay, hold on one second. We're going to just try something. We're trying to add this to your page, and for some reason that got deleted. So hold on one second,
Oh,
please. I'm so sorry we're having technical difficulties. And
that,
Tanya, if you're listening, maybe you can come into the back end and try creating a new stream or just remove this destinate and then re-add it. So we can remove this stream. Tanya, why don't you just give me a thumbs up that you're there and delete Anita's stream and re-add that, please, for her Facebook page. So maybe I'll get a thumbs up on that or something.
oh,
So
Danny is typing something.
Danny's typing. Hi,
Is
everybody.
she?
I'm Liz Dawn, as you know, and I'm here with the fabulous Anita Moorjani.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. And yes, I'm so happy to be here. And Danny is saying that my stream is live. It's already live, so it's all good.
Is it live on Facebook? Would you check that for us, Danny? On Anita's page on Facebook. That's what we're looking for.
All right.
Anyway,
Yes.
hi from London. So if you have any kind of comments, you could go ahead and drop them in the chat. That would be great. We can see you. My name is Liz Dawn. I'm with Celebrate Your Life Events. We've been doing events, spiritual programs, and retreats for 31 years now. And I am here today with the fabulous, with the New York Times bestselling author of Dying to Be Me and other books. You know her, internationally renowned speaker, Anita Moorjani.
Oh, thank you, Liz. It's always such a delight to chat with you.
Wonderful to be here with you. And I'm going to dive right in. We're going to dive right into a pretty heavy topic. And if you're there, please post a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. That's great. We can see all of your comments here. We're live on several different platforms right now. So what I would love to talk about is I've recently have a friend who is very ill. She has, I want to say,
Lymphoma or leukemia?
leukemia lymphoma. I don't. It's something about leukemia, and it's spread to her lymph nodes. Possibly that might
That's
be. And
possible,
it's
yeah.
very. It's very very serious, and she's very ill, and recently had one of her major organs removed because the cancer had spread there. So I came home after seeing her with a very, very, very heavy heart, just deeply, deeply sad, as anyone who has someone dear to them, in that process of probably transitioning. Although we don't know, we never know,
You
because
never know.
you were right there, and then this wonderful, miraculous thing happened for you. And not to say that, your soul contract isn't done, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I guess the question is that how do we stay present when to someone who is in this process while also not overwhelming them with our grief and our sadness and our upset? Like, what is a great way to stay present with someone when they're struggling in this process? If you could kind of help us to understand that, that would be great.
Absolutely. So when I was going through that and when I was in my final weeks and basically for all intents and purposes I was dying as well, getting weaker and sicker. One of the things that I appreciated most is when people treated me when people did not treat me differently because I was sick. In other words, if people talked to me, looked at me, and acted the same as when they knew me as a well person. I hated it when people would look at me and like they would look shocked, or they would look like they feel sorry for me, or they looked sad, or they were like, oh, you poor thing, let me do this for you. No, but when people came over and laughed and said, hey, let's play games, or let's play Scrabble, or hey, so what did you eat today? And when it was light, and when it was like as if we are two healthy, well people, friends, like the friends we used to be when I was well, when they treated me like that, that was the best. That was like the most uplifting. And that's the thing I loved most about Danny, the way he treated me, even though the doctors told him I was dying and my body was getting weaker. He still would talk to me like I was going to live forever, like I was his partner. He would still say things. He would talk about the future like I was going to be in it. And he'll go, oh, once you get better, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on this trip. We're going to do. He would not talk as though this was the end and that I was dying. That was so uplifting and wonderful. And also, he never made me feel like I was inhibited or disabled or anything. For example, if I wanted to, one of the things I love doing is cooking. I love playing around in the kitchen, and we play in the kitchen together. We invent foods. So what he'd do is he would say to me, I need you to supervise me in the kitchen. Here, come on inside. It wouldn't be all like kid gloves. He would put a chair in the kitchen and he'd say, here, sit here. And then he might put a chopping board or something on my lap and say, I need you to help me with this. And then, okay, tell me what goes in here. And so we'd be doing these activities together like as if life was normal. That's what it is. Make them feel as normal as possible. Don't let them feel like a sick person. Whenever we had visitors that made me feel like a sick person, I would dread them coming over. I would tell Danny, please tell them we're busy. Please tell them I'm not up for seeing people. So that's really the best thing you can do for people who are going through that.
I love this. And now, of course, I'm in love with Danny even more. Danny, I love
you. And he instinctively knew how to do this for some reason.
I think that's amazing because I really, really don't want my own mishigas, my own drama, or my own sadness to seep into the conversation anyway, or have to talk about the leukemia, or have to ask her about what's going on with her body, because she does not want to talk about it.
No, I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted friends to just come and make me laugh and play and talk and play game, like whatever, but did not want to talk about the illness, did not want to act like a sick person. And the people that really gave me a break from it were the ones that briefly, when I was with them, I felt normal. I felt like everything was fine.
But I love what Danny did in that this is amazing, because of course we know Wayne Dyer used to teach us to visualize, change our thoughts, change your mind, to visualize and really step into the feelings of what we're ready to create in our lives, right?
Yes.
So sort of future timing. And so I love what Danny did of just saying, hey, when you're better, we're going to do this. And when you're feeling better, we're going to do that. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go there, because it gave you something to look forward to.
Yes, exactly. Like even if he bought me something that I couldn't use because I was too sick to use, he goes, doesn't matter. Let's put it over here. Once you're better, it's right here. You can just grab it. There was like no feeling whatsoever. There was no, not even a hint from him that I was dying. That was not even in our reality. And here's the other piece to what you're saying about imagining a different future. So it's important that for you to know that it's not even just about imagining it. It goes deeper than that. What if I'm speaking to people who are actually going through an illness, here's what I would tell you. I want you to think about what you would do once you get better. I want you to focus on that. We make the mistake of focusing on the illness. Once we get a diagnosis, the sad thing is we then home in on the illness, and all our thoughts are about how am I going to eradicate this? I got to get scans. I got to keep checking it. I got to keep measuring it. Here's what I want you to know. When you measure your illness through scans and blah, 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 what you're doing is you're measuring the person you were yesterday. But it's always in your power to do things differently, to change your life in a way that creates a different future, step by step by step. And when we rely on our scans, we're relying on something that was taken in our past. What I tell people to do is, okay, you've got this diagnosis. It tells you where you are up to this point. But what can you do to change it? You can change where your emotions are at the moment. Are you lonely? You can change that. Are you sad? Are you depressed? All of these things can be changed. Are you eating a very unhealthy diet? That can be changed. Are you someone who doesn't exercise at all? That can be changed. There's so many things in your life that can be changed if you truly want to walk towards healing. And one of the best things is to create. So while you're going through this diagnosis or this health challenge, you can start to create a life that you want to live. Because usually the life that you were living before is what led you to this point of having the illness.
Okay, that's a book title. Danny, take notes. Start creating the life you want to live. I'm seeing a book title. It's a card deck. It's
Yay.
journals. Like, I'm serious. I'm sitting here thinking, going, oh my God, I want a journal with these
Yes.
like
And
questions and statements, prompts that you're offering.
yes,
Because Kristen, we're seeing all your comments, you guys. Kristen, that's really beautiful. And Adrian, I see your question. We're seeing all your comments, you guys. And so if you have questions, pop them in the chat because we'll get to a Q&A part in just a second, okay? So it's creating that life that you want to live every single day, right?
yes, and I want to add here, that shifts your focus away from the illness and it makes you look forward to a new life that you are now in the process of creating. Otherwise, we're constantly focused on eradicating the illness, which keeps you focused on the illness. And you get stressed from one scan to the next. Is it going to show improvement? Don't even think about the scans. Don't even think about the treatments. Like whatever treatments you're having, I'm not going to advise you whether to go for naturopathic or chemo or whatever. That's do what makes you feel safe. But don't make the treatments the focus of your mind, your emotions, your life. Make the focus of your life the future that you're going to create. Because the people who have a future to look forward to are the ones that are most likely to heal. Because because where's the incentive to heal if you hate your life and you hate your relationships and you feel stuck and trapped? You've got to look at those things. That's how I work with people when they're dealing with an illness. It's about, oh, are you even looking forward to your life if you get well? What are you going to do? What that's going to be different? How did you? And it's not even about focusing. Here's another mistake people make when they get cancer. It's like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Forget about what you did wrong. Just focus on what you want to create moving forward. That will uplift you right away.
Well, one of the questions that my friend keeps asking herself is that, why did this happen to me? Like, why? Like, she keeps going to God and saying, why did this happen to me? Why me?
That's not a good question to ask.
Yeah.
And so, because, for example, when it happened to me at the time, I can understand it though. I completely empathize with her. So I totally understand it, where you feel that you've been forsaken by God and the angels and they've let you down. However, what I want to say is that for me, I felt that at that time, but today I would say it's the biggest gift I've ever had. The illness actually, people say, oh, that illness damn near killed you. I said, no, it actually saved my life. I was killing myself even before I had the illness. I was living a life that was terrible for me. But the illness and then the near-death experience revealed to me what I was doing so that I could course correct.
Oh, that is, yes. Wow. Okay, so there are some questions we have here, and let's just go ahead and go to some questions. So Adrian O'Reilly is asking, what was heaven like?
It was amazing. And you know, the people that say, why am I the lucky one that got to come back? I think the ones who stay there are the lucky ones. Not that I'm inviting you to go there. No, don't go there before your time because you're needed here. But it was amazing. It was pure love. There was no judgment. There was no pain, because I was in so much pain and discomfort before going there. And then I was surrounded by beings, loving beings who were there to welcome me and greet me. And for the first time, I felt I was unconditionally loved, and I didn't have to work at being worthy or deserving. You see, because my issue throughout my life was that I never felt I had approval. I spent a lifetime trying to win approval. And then when I crossed over, I realized that, oh my gosh, I am loved. I'm loved by all the beings and the angels and the spirit world. And
Right.
it's limitless. And I don't need to seek approval. I am complete. I am whole. I am my spirit, my essence is perfect. So it was the most amazing thing. And the other thing is that when I was growing up, and I'm sure many of you relate, is that religions taught us to fear the afterlife, fear God, fear the afterlife, fear retribution. It was nothing like that when I crossed over.
Okay, good. We're glad to know that, right?
Yes, there's
Okay.
nothing to fear. It's like they rejoice you coming and they welcome you.
Oh,
So
they welcome you and coming home.
yeah.
Okay. Camelia, I also see your question, but I'm going to go to Maureen next because when you answer this, I'm going to lead into something, a super, super special announcement that I have about Anita. So the question is, are you able to communicate with your guides or past loved ones when you meditate?
Yes, absolutely. And we can all do it with a little bit of conscious awareness and practice. Everybody is capable of doing it. And so, yes, I communicate with them all the time because we're going through pretty turbulent times. And so, just a little bit, a few tips on communicating with them. When you are in a space of quiet without too much outside noise coming at you, that's when you can communicate with them. So if you are somebody who is glued to the TV, glued to the news, and you're addicted to the news, and you're in this high stress atmosphere, or you're in a highly stressful job, and if that's your state all the time, that you're in this constant survival state, it's harder for your loved ones to communicate with you. But when you can calm your nervous system, when you can be in the parasympathetic, and when you can, like, maybe be out in nature or be at home listening to music and just be calm, they can communicate with you much easier.
Ah, okay. I don't know. We can hear you, Anita, but I think that you're frozen right now.
Yes, I noticed my picture is
Yes, you're
frozen.
frozen, but Anita is still here, everyone. And so I'm going to lead into something really special that Anita is doing in January. And one of the things that I've noticed about, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Liz Dawn, and I've been running Celebrate Your Life events for 30 years. And I've been working with Anita Moorjani for, I don't know, I want to say 12, 13 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. And what I do is I produce or I create, I like to call them spiritual parties and spiritual gatherings, but that's really what we do. And so we're creating a beautiful spiritual gathering in January in Arizona with Anita Moorjani, with Greg Braden, with Dr. Sue Morter, and Dr. Bruce Lipton. And what Anita Moorjani does that is so exquisite is that she is going to take you through an actual process and a deep, deep meditation where you actually get to meet your guides, where you actually get to have your own communication with your deceased loved ones.
Yes.
Everyone walks out of there with this deep, heartfelt, treasured experience. And it is the only time that the four of them are coming together for an event like this. And it's January 16th through the 19th. And I posted the website address right on the screen. And it's celebrateyourlife.com/Scottsdale. Or even if you just go to celebrateyourlife.com, you'll be able to find it. So hopefully you'll all be able to join us and meet Anita in person, which is really fun because she's amazing. I tell you, I get to see the behind the scenes with all the world-renowned speakers and teachers, because that's who I've been working with all these years. And Anita is the real deal. She
Oh,
is as beautiful and heartfelt and compassionate and kind as you see her on the screen. So come and meet Anita and come join us. Okay.
oh, thank you. You're
It's true. It's so
I,
true. Are you ready for a couple of more questions?
yes,
Now that
definitely.
we've got you back on the screen. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm scrolling up because oh, Camellia did get a message. I'm going to put Camelia's message up here. She has a question. And her question is, what about if you are not ready yet to be healed? Like the healed, you would still live the life you lived before. And the sickness is a protection. Good question.
It's a great question because it's absolutely true. There are some people who are not ready to be healed. And if, like, let's say if I was talking to them, I would be able to tell if that's the case, because the thing to find out is what is the payback from being sick? Because there are some people who feel that they are getting attention and love and care because when they are well, they are the caregiver, they are the ones carrying the burden and doing everything, and the people around them are not helping them. That's just one example of why eventually they're like, oh, my sickness is actually helping me to rest and have people look after me. But the thing is that and there may be no incentive for them to get well because, as we said, they're going back to a life that they don't want to live. In fact, I knew someone who has since passed, unfortunately, sadly, because she was in a situation that I knew her illness was premature. I knew that if there was some way she could resolve her situation, she would not die. She would have healed. But her situation was so sticky. It was to do with having children from multiple marriages and having very, very complicated relationships where she knew if she left her second marriage that the husband would fight for the kids and she would be left destitute as a single mother of kids. And she'd been through that before. And so there was a whole bunch of things that I knew she did not want to face. And I knew that is the one thing that is going to block her from healing. And sure enough, she did not heal. So it
Mm.
does happen. A person has to want to heal, number one, and not everyone wants to. And then they have to realize what it is that's preventing them from healing. And three, they have to be willing to let that go and see that they can create a different life as a well person that can be appealing. If there's no appeal, there's less incentive to heal. That is very true.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful response. I hope that was helpful for you, Camellia. And let me go ahead and just see if there's any more. Okay. Oh, this is kind of a heavy question. Laurar, why? For what purpose? I don't know if this is a very big question. Why do people come to live on this planet? What is the meaning? I can
I'm
tell you
going to go ahead. Go ahead.
I can tell you what, having studied with a lot of different teachers, Neil Donald Walsh and Wayne Dyer and you, Anita, is from what I understand, and please correct me if this is a little
There's
too
no wrong answer to this one.
right,
There's no wrong answer.
for spirit to experience itself in physical form, to have this human being experience. And it's a soul contract that our souls come in to experience embodiment in the physical. How would you,
Yes.
how would you explain?
So that is a huge question. And whenever somebody asks me that, I have this one short answer. I came back to eat chocolate. And
Oh,
that's it. That's the only reason.
I came back to drink coffee. I love it. I love that. I don't know if that helped the person who asked the question, but
But it's what you
maybe
say
you
there.
can go eat ice
It's
cream or bring more joy or bring,
yes, like
yeah,
a deeper answer I would give. I don't think anybody can give a complete answer, but an answer that feels right with me is that we come back to evolve not just ourselves, our individual souls, but also to evolve humanity as a whole. And I feel that that we evolve faster by being here in the physical form than if we stay on the other side.
yeah,
And so, and it is exactly, there's no wrong answer. On the other side, we can't experience a lot of the things we experience here, the duality, the taste of things, being in a body, being in relationships. None of that exists on the other side. And so it's only by experiencing these and experiencing the ups and downs and the negatives and the positives can we really evolve as an individual soul. And also the way we interact with others as we go through these is how we also evolve as a whole, as a species.
absolutely. And I love what one of our viewers, Lily444, wrote, "You come here to Earth to experience, especially emotions and polarity. That's how we learn." You have
Yes.
some very, very wise followers, Anita. You've been doing a great job teaching.
They are amazing people. I am so blessed that I have beautiful, beautiful people, a beautiful audience, and and you and I together, we always create a beautiful community.
Well, I love bringing community together. I mean, I know that's part of that must be, it must be because I've been doing it for 30 years. And I
Yes.
love what happens in space. So, what happens in the space is you might walk in as strangers. You might walk in as strangers with, a couple of hundred other people, and you walk out connected, feeling connected, not just to other people, but most importantly to yourself. It's
Yes.
like this soul community that happens at our events. I think that honestly keeps me going. It really keeps me going because I started so do the math, everyone. I started the company with my mom when I was 35, and she has since transitioned into spirit. And unfortunately, she never got to meet Anita because she would have loved Anita. My mother was a very wise woman and just lovely. And one of the things that she and I always love together is the community that's created, to know that you're not alone. So you might walk in by yourself or you might be attending alone, but that within the first, I don't know, the first session, you'll probably know several people around you, whether you're introverted or extroverted. It doesn't matter. The teachers really make an effort to have everyone included in the conversation, which is really beautiful. I mean, it's really
It,
beautiful. So come join. So I'm sorry. So we've got the January event coming up, and it's January 16th through 19th. It's a beautiful way to start 2026. It's a beautiful way to feel connected to yourself, to spirit, to your deceased loved ones, to that part of you, that divinity, that divine part of yourself, as well as others around you who just support who you are. It's a loving, supportive community. It just is.
it is, and I'm going to.
I think I do this because I need it.
I love your events. I'm going to reiterate what you said because I really enjoy your events. They're so light and just, even us speakers feel uplifted to be at these events.
Yeah, well, we make sure that everyone who walks into the space is honored. Everyone who walks in, and the healing begins before we even step into the event. We're clearing the room, we're putting energy out there, we're making sure that, like, all these things, that the energy of the space has been set and created. Um, yeah. Yes. Okay. So I think we're good for today. Come visit us, celebrateyourlife.com/Scottsdale. Come be with us in January in person. And we've got one more question.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a fun one. I like this one. And Jody Green is asking Anita, what is your biggest advice? Love that question.
I love that question. Uh, so this is really the biggest thing I had to learn was it's okay to say no. That
Mm,
is the biggest lesson I have learned in this lifetime. It seems so simple, but if you are anything like me, if you're an empath, if you're someone who's sensitive, if you're someone who loves to care for people, if you're always hyper vigilant about the people around you and how they're feeling, then you really need to learn to say no to anything that depletes your energy or doesn't serve you. Because that was something I struggled with for many years. And I will tell you that even it wasn't even getting the cancer that healed me from being able to say no, because even while I was sick and getting sicker and sicker, I still couldn't say no. I was still more concerned about other people's well-being than my own. It was death that cured me of that. It was in death that I realized, oh my gosh, I have completely forgotten to take care of myself. I've completely neglected myself in this equation. It's always putting other people first. It was always about thinking other people's problems and situations are more important than mine. So, yes, don't be afraid to say no to anything that just doesn't feel right for you, that doesn't align with you, or that depletes your energy.
yes. Oh, I love that. And that's a beautiful, beautiful note to close today's conversation on. And those of you who are, I see someone here that is struggling with anxiety right now about her husband's illness. Honestly, if you could make it to the event, if you could spend those 4 days with us, it will make a world of difference. Being in community, being with other people with like mind, with people who have been through what you're going through, who have struggled with anxiety and fear of death and all of those things that come up for us in our lives, you will get the answers to life's important questions. All right, it's
Absolutely.
celebrateyourlife.com. Please come join us. We love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here today. And Anita, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Liz. Big hugs to you and to everyone that's tuned in and everyone that's asked questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and I'm wearing my Anita Power necklace that we're Crystal
Oh,
Sisters.
that's right. For once, I'm not wearing it. I will wear it to the event. I will
Yes,
wear it.
definitely. All right. Mwah. Love you all so much.